well, Coach, it's not quite mid-season and you have already played a MAC game, but is there any part of you that sort of feels like there's a little natural break? The non-conference games are gone. It's all MAC games from here. Is that something that you and the staff and the players talk about at all?
I would say yes and no. Obviously, when you get back into Mid-American Conference play, every game is a championship game. They all have the same value in terms of every team's hopes to get to Detroit at the end of the regular season. But in football, you only get 12 games. That's all you're guaranteed. You work year-round. Our guys are so dedicated, and each of these games matters a lot. But obviously, the conference games are what they are, championship games.
Yeah. What have you learned maybe about your team through these first 5 games as you now, flip whatever switch or not switch there is to knowing that it's MAC rest of the way?
Well, I think we've done a lot of good things in all 3 phases. We've certainly had our share of adversity already this season. You learn from wins, you learn from losses, and we've had a lot of really close games. These last 3 weeks have been tests of adversity for sure. And one thing I will say is that our team continues to learn. We're practicing better. We perhaps had our best Tuesday practice of the year this week. So the way they respond, the way they stay the course, their belief in what we're doing, what they're doing, their belief in each other, is really, really good to see. We've got a lot of really good guys in this program.
You brought up something in your press conference that I thought was interesting. You said you're relying on a lot of second-year players, and they're starting to emerge as key guys for you. Is that a product of the different world living in? Are those guys playing earlier than maybe they would have 10 years ago? And just talk a little bit about how throwing some of those guys in early in their careers can benefit this program.
Sure. Well, a natural evolution for a lot of players is to redshirt their freshman year. Last year, Terrence Shelton, John Keogh were our only 2 freshmen that didn't redshirt, and they played a bunch of special teams. Shelton also ran the ball some and played some on offense. And now you get to that second year, and you've been in a program, you've gone through the winter workouts and the spring practices and 2 summers and all this stuff. And now, the expectations are that you're going to start to contribute. And whether that be on special teams, whether that be being in the 2 deep as an offensive lineman, maybe being a rotational guy on defense, there's heightened expectations because you should have a certain foundation in place at this point. And so one of the other things that we're trying to do, because early in the season, our defense, our starters were playing too many snaps, we're trying to force some substitutions earlier in games to keep guys like Kobe Stewart and Malin White a little bit fresher at the end of games. So we're starting to see more young guys in the games, and when they get those snaps, they've got to make them count. Talking
with Bulls head coach Pete Lembo as we get you ready for the 3rd of 3 straight at home here, but an important MAC game against the Eastern Michigan Eagles. All right, the Eagles come in, a team that you defeated last year, but they look very different. It's a different quarterback. It's a different running back. There's a different group of receivers. Most of the players that were on defense last year are not there anymore. So give me a sense of what you've learned about the Eagles.
Well, the first thing that stands out is that this is a high-powered offense and an offense that can score on anybody. Their quarterback is playing at a very high level and leading the conference in passing. They've got an elite receiver, I think all MAC quality guy. They've got 2 really physical running backs, big offensive line. So they've moved the ball on everybody. This is an up-tempo, RPO, take what you give them type offense. And Coach Creighton does a great job. They're number 1 in red zone efficiency. They're number 1 in 3rd down conversion. So it'll be a big test for our defense this week. In terms of their defense, they are loading the box up and trying to make you one-dimensional. So that'll be a challenge for us to establish the run, and can we take advantage of some one-on-one situations to make plays. But the most underrated part of this Eastern Michigan team is their special teams, which are top 10 ranked in the country, outstanding kicker, punter, returners. They've done a great job flipping the field position. They've made game-winning field goals, things of that nature. So we're going to have our hands full in that third of the game.
And I know you think very highly of Chris Creighton, and he has adapted the hard-working Detroit mentality, right? Ypsilanti is a ultimate blue-collar town, auto industry, home. You see that reflected in his teams?
No question. They are tough, gritty teams. Their guys always play hard. And you know you're going to get 60 minutes of football. And he's done a great job of building continuity in that program. And he's taken that team to several bowl games. And they've had several big wins through the years.
All right, well, I know they're not going to be the only tough team that's on the field here at UB Stadium. It's the Bulls and the Eastern Michigan Eagles. Pete, good luck.
Okay, thanks so much.